Hello and welcome back to Mass Effect 2. Last time, we talked to Conrad Werner, who is once again causing a lot of trouble. And then we solved the mystery of the red sand dealers in the bar, who turned out to be completely fictional. And this time around, let's go and do an actual mission. A little less conversation and a little more action, I suppose. Let's load that. And what are we going to do this time? Well, first of all, of course, we need to get back to Normandy. But the idea is that we've not been on any of the loyalty missions so far, so it is high time that we start doing those.
Who was tired of being passed over for promotions because of discrimination against exo-suit-wearing employees.
I'm looking for the best tech upgrades you have.
Of course.
Oh.
I spent the last 2 years here. I had a purpose, a goal. Now that I've accomplished it, something occurs to me. In all that time, I never looked at the horizon. It is spectacular.
It is a pretty nice horizon, with quite some buildings there. It's interesting to see that it's...
How can you short sell on prefabs after these human colony attacks? They're going to see a ton of business.
A ton of immediate charity business, followed by a freeze as new colony plans dry up. Just watch. Sell! Sell!
These textures could also use some updates. But yeah, it's interesting to see that some of these buildings are actual 3D models, and some of them are in the skybox. Interesting blend. Alright, going back.
Does living at a higher altitude make you more intelligent? Our report may surprise you. New data commissioned by the Architectural Union has noted a correlation between tested intelligence and item habitats and outcomes as new homes ranging from studio
And I think this cutscene also plays because of the Alien Landing mod. That's very nice. Now, did we get any new messages? No. Okay. So, still needs to check if there is anything new available here, and it's not blinking, so it looks like there isn't. Yeah, because I only have heavy pistol and assault rifle, not submachine gun, which we already got. And the prototypes are just that. Armor upgrades are altogether grayed out. Huh. Well, okay, so that means we probably won't need that many resources going forward. So, which of the loyalty missions do we do? Well, the first person who asked us for it was Jacob. So why don't we follow up on him first as well?
I hope we can clear up what's going on with the Gernsback, Commander. Doubt my father's alive after all this time. Was there anything else? Just eager to get going.
Also?
What do you think of the state of the crew?
Yeah. Unless all distractions are removed, loyalty to the mission will suffer. Run this team through hell, and all we're getting is burned. Anything else, Commander?
I'm more interested in just talking for a bit.
Already? I'm not big on forcing these talks, Shepard. Let's do this later.
Already, he says. But basically, he's too distracted with the Hugo Gernsback, so...
We'll talk later.
Commander.
So, let's just do that. If you recall, The Hugo Gernsback is a ship of his father that has gone missing for years, and now it's transmitting a distress call for some strange reason. Probably some sort of failure that caused it to not transmit it before, I guess. But let's investigate. If I can find where that is. Help Jacob in the Rosetta Nebula. Let's go. And Alpha Draconis is the place. Well, I don't have anything to do in here at the moment, so let's just go there. Oh, wow. This is a system of only 2 planets. 2175 AR2. Still formerly unnamed, this planet is a hydrogen-helium gas giant with 21 moon-sized objects. Quite far away. Huh. Orbital period, quite big, of course. Radius is large, and day length is very short, so it spins around very quickly. Huh. And this is poor, so I don't need to bother with that. So it looks like this is a very unexplored area of space. 2175 air.
I have detected an anomaly.
Named after an SR scientist, this remote planet appears to have been on the list of forbidden mass relays that led to uncharted space. The little data available comes from one far-off probe flyby that reports 2 planets orbiting a white dwarf star. Well, that was quite correct. Your own scans yield far more interesting results. The planet is within the habitable zone of the star. It has oceans of liquid water and a thin nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere consistent with carbon-based plant life. It is possible this is an as yet unexplored garden world. Orbital distance 4 astronomical units. That's quite far away, but it is a white dwarf star. White is much more, well, it's higher temperature than yellow, but it is a dwarf. The orbital period, quite long. Radius, pretty good. Day length, pretty good. Pressure, pretty good. Temperature, also pretty good. And gravity is slightly higher, but still pretty good. The question is, yes, it's rich.
Registration BW4610034087. Impact and unscheduled suborbital deceleration recorded. General distress. MSV Hugo Gernsback. Registration BW4610034087. Impact and unscheduled suborbital deceleration recorded. General distress. MSV Hugo Gernsback. Registration BW.
Something on our sensors.
That does not say much of anything. And I also want to mine it further, so let's just do that first. We still need to get at least a bit more resources.
Probe away.
Also, aside from the missions, there's still a lot of things that we can do with assignments.
Launching probe.
And there are some assignment arcs. Originally, I was planning to go on the assignment arcs when we need to get more resources, so that I have much more opportunity to mine planets for them.
Launching probe.
But at this point, I'm not seeing that we would have that many new research requirements that would also require us to get more resources rather than just requiring credits. Because for the most part, all the research now comes from
Launching probe.
buying them in stores. And that only costs credits. In the past it used to unlock some things that would also require extra resources, but just by doing things naturally, mining planets that are rich that we come across, I think we won't really have any problems. So then deciding on when to go to
Probe launched.
the extra assignments is going to be a bit complicated. We'll see, maybe I'll just leave that for the very last or something.
Launching probe.
Also, that modular probe bay already paying off very nicely. 49 probes left, and this is still good.
Probe away.
Of course, after some point, there is no more point in
Launching probe.
mining any of these resources. And the Mass Effect Wiki actually has all the numbers about it. Like how much you need to get in order for mining to no longer be profitable anymore. Or, in fact, completely irrelevant. I'm not sure if this even makes sense to put a probe in. Let's see.
Launching probe.
No, apparently so. So, Element 0 has lower thresholds, in fact. And now it's depleted. Well, let's land. Spectacular results, you say? So, we have Jacob, who is a mandatory part of this. And this is the reason why I waited for Legion. So he can always be the second person. And Jacob does have 5 squad points, so let's go with Cerberus Operative. Cerberus Veteran or Cerberus Specialist. Survival skills and powerful will to live make him even harder to kill, or expertise in neutralizing hostiles increases weapon damage. Well, the choice is obvious. Specialist. And I guess I'll keep the arc projector for now. And yeah, so I have the Viper sniper rifle, hand cannon, machine pistol. He has the shotgun. Is that... which shotgun is that? Yeah, that's the good shotgun. And the heavy pistol, rather than the hand cannon. And Legion has the anti-material rifle and the battle rifle. Excellent.
I have run a scan of the ship. I detect no life signs, but there may be useful technology or information still inside.
Autopilot, eh? Huh. Alright, well, this does indeed look like a garden world, but we should be careful. And yeah, let's keep machine pistols on for the time being, just in case something pops up. Alright. So, this looks like the remains of the Hugo Gernsback. In fact, we see SSV Gernsback, yeah. Difficult to make out, but it's there. Over here, also, let's make sure that we're not missing something. Huh. It's partially in the water. And there's quite a lot of sun. A nice backdrop. Looks like nothing immediately here. So let's move forward and see if there is anything to be found out here.
There it is, and mostly intact. They could have survived impact, but it's been years.
So we started Jacob, the gift of greatness. 10 years ago, Jacob's father disappeared along with the Hugo Gernsback, the privately held frigate on which he served as first officer. Last week, the ship's beacon sent out a distress call reporting a crash on the planet A. Jacob would like to investigate. Look for survivors. Obviously, the first place to look for survivors would be the ship itself. Maybe they... Huh? Maybe they set up some sort of camp inside. Oh. That looks like a VI.
Looks like it was stripped after the crash. They'd have tried to get a beacon up as soon as possible.
No, that obviously didn't happen. And there's some logs. And there's some spare parts. Yeah, obviously they took out a lot of things, and this looks like a bomb. Now let's access some of the logs.
Along with this anymore, we've done horrible things to the crew. The conditions they're in, they don't understand what we're doing to them. Distract them for 2 seconds and they forget what you did before the bruises show. It's got to stop. I'm talking to the others as soon as...
That was very unclear. Also...
Repeat, toxology alert. Danger of rapid neural decay. Local flora chemically incompatible with human physiology. Override. Beacon resumed. Pause time, 8 years, 237 days, 7 hours.
First, salvage. Activated beacon
Repeat,
VI.
toxology alert. Danger of rapid neural decay. Local flora chemically incompatible with human physiology. Over.
From the look of it, this beacon's been here a while. Why would they wait years to signal?
Pause in beacon protocol. 8 years, 237 days, 7 hours. Pause is recorded as record deleted by acting captain Ronald Taylor.
That's not right. My father was first officer.
Ronald Taylor was promoted under emergency command protocols. Other flagged issues: unsafe deceleration, local food and neural decay, beacon activation protocols.
Why wasn't the beacon activated before now?
This emergency beacon became functional after 358 days, 12 hours. Following the unscheduled suborbital descent of the Hugo Gernsback, activation was triggered remotely after 8 years, 237 days, 7 hours, on the authority of acting captain Ronald Taylor. Pause in beacon protocol is recorded as record deleted.
So it wasn't activated in the first place, and only now it has been activated. Which would say that Jacob's father is still alive.
Who's in command of this ship? Where are the survivors?
Captain Harris Fairchild reported killed following unscheduled suborbital descent. First Officer Ronald Taylor promoted in-field to acting captain.
But where is he now?
The location of the remaining crew of the Hugo Gernsback is unknown. This beacon has been unattended for several maintenance cycles.
I assume unsafe deceleration refers to the crash. Give me the details.
Following an unspecified impact and sublight drive failure, the Hugo Gernsback made an unscheduled descent at 465% of theoretical recommended suborbital velocity. The Hugo Gernsback then decelerated at 782% of theoretical recommended approach velocity, sustaining significant damage to investment and crew.
Well, that certainly is a crash.
Local food impairs brain functions? What are the effects?
Impairment of mental function due to chemical imbalance begins within 7 days of ingesting local flora, regardless of decontamination or preparation. Impact on higher cognitive abilities and long-term memory is cumulative, but significant within a standard month. It is not known if neural decay is permanent. Data collection was not completed.
I assume unsafe deceleration refers to the
Following
crash.
the Hugo Gernsback then decelerated at 782% of theoretical recommended approach velocity, sustaining significant
Why are you
damage.
comparing the crash to theoretical speeds?
The Hugo Gernsback was constructed off-world. It is not rated for suborbital descent, and doing so exceeded operational parameters.
Okay. Oh,
Come on, let's get going.
Let's check the ship. My father had the beacon for almost 9 years. Maybe that neural decay affected him.
It is unlikely he could survive 10 years without consuming local food sources.
that is true. So, all this vegetation, it's poisonous. Great. And there's the ship, but there's also this. The objective is that way. Which means I should probably go the other way. No, the objective is indeed that way. Let's go. Ah, there's the PDA. And this does not seem to be very stable. There's a lot of logs. Partial crew log.
She even threatened to report if I didn't stop sending messages. But now she's so innocent. They all are. That look she gives when she smiles. It's sure easier now. What's the harm? We're stuck here.
Doctor's logs.
What was her name? Sarah? Suzanne? My God, I can't remember. I can't remember her face. We need to get out. So I can remember. Can think straight. They have to hurry.
Well, neural degeneration indeed. Also, there's PDA attack. Blue and orange. And again, blue and orange, but in a different configuration. And lime. Lime. There it is.
Luxury of due process, but this isn't a military ship. Just bumping the command line up a notch doesn't work. Captain Fairchild knew this crew. His replacement doesn't command the same level of respect. I'm hoping the man has it in him, but
Alright, so the crew wasn't very sure about Jacob's dad commanding the ship. We are indeed going this way. Anything that I can see through the scope? Just more stuff. More bombs. This certainly does not sound safe.
You came from the sky? The leader said someone would come. He delayed for so long, but he still has power. Some have lost faith. The hunters. They will have seen your star. They will not let you help him.
What are you talking about? You're not making sense.
I don't remember how to say it. He's our leader, and we serve so we can go home. But some want to fight him. They were cast out. He exiled them, so they hunt his machines and those who help him. They don't believe that rescue will come.
Watch out!
Hunters, they won't stop until the leader is dead.
Kill them! Agents of the liar! He will not escape!
Alert. Fire.
Okay. So, indeed, everyone here seems to be mad. Good to know. Also, they have shields. Why do they have shields? But they are far enough away that I can use my sniper rifle. And you can use your sniper rifle too. And yeah, Jacob can keep the
Change weapon!
Successful headshot.
Successful headshots. Barrel hunters. There's a lot of them. And actually, they're standing next to one another, so...
Shield failed!
Uh-oh. Okay, that knocked them down. And that knocked them out. So then this guy I probably can deal with by using this. Kind of. Yeah, looks like he burned. Alright, what else? Well, more insane, let's leave them more insane.
Target eliminated. Enemy disabled. Taking hit.
That's a lot of enemies. This guy's no. Okay. I hear Max. Nice. Excellent. What are you shooting at? Oh, there's another guy. Can't see him from here, but there we go.
Significant behavioral dysfunction. We judge that local flora has been consumed.
My father wouldn't let this go on. Something is very wrong.
Indeed.
You killed them, but there are more every day. They want to fight, but I just want to go home.
She's lost it. We need to find someone who can make sense of this.
They attacked because he exiled them. We serve so he'll call the sky. He never sent the call, so they hate him. Hate everything. We just want to go home.
I don't know. Not everything seems to be complete insanity.
You killed them, but there are more every day. They want to fight, but I just want to go home.
Looks like there's been a mutiny, and some of them got exiled from the main group or something? Well, I think that will be all for now, because we still have some codex entries to go through. I wonder if there's a planetary location for this?
Humans
Yes.
detected Aiea as an Earth-type world via telemetry in 2165. After probe surveys indicated life, lush vegetation, ample fresh water, and breathable air, the Alliance upgraded the planet to a garden world colonization priority. Commanded by Captain Ronald Taylor, the crew of Alliance survey vessel Hugo Gernsback made planetfall on the jungle world in 2173. Soon after, ship transmissions inexplicably stopped. While the precise fate of the Hugo Gernsback command and crew is unknown, they are presumed killed in action and their vessel destroyed.
Oh, so they actually did want to land on this planet. The landing wasn't quite as good as they expected, though. Also, he is not the captain. This codex is wrong. Do we have something else?
A regional known as the Starcraft, originally an humans detected
something, but do I want to go through this? Maybe first let's go through the publications, since I talked about them some time ago. Ascension. Written by human author Drew Karpyshyn, the popular military historical novel Ascension focuses on several lives warped or destroyed by the humans' rivalist cult Cerberus. Following the Citadel attack of 2182 and the accelerated rise of human influence in the galaxy, Cerberus instituted Ascension, a secret biotics program aimed at producing a superhuman warrior. Biotics prodigy Gillian Grayson, a 12-year-old autistic girl, suffered for the sins of her father, a secret Cerberus operative and Red Sand addict. Paul Grayson was ensnared in a web of criminality involving a Quarian trader and extending to Saren Arterius, the Geth, a terminal threat to the Quarian flotilla. Having fled to the Terminus Systems with his daughter after exposure of Cerberus link to Ascension, Grayson was pursued by Gillian's teacher, scientist Kaylee Sanders, initiating a chain of tragedies that demonstrated Cerberus's nearly unlimited power and boundless ambition. Well, I already talked about that at the very beginning of this playthrough. And then there's Revelation. Revelation is a popular military historical novel by human writer Drew Karpyshyn that dramatizes human conflicts and political expansion following the 2148 discovery of the Prothean mass relay on Pluto and the beginning of human galactic exploration. In 2165, years before his rise to political prominence, Lieutenant David Anderson was a young veteran of the Turian War, investigating the destruction of top-secret military research station Shanxi. That is not true. The research station is with a different name. Shanxi is a colony. Every scientist stationed at Shanxi, had been slaughtered except Kaylee Sanders, who disappeared with secret files making her Anderson's prime suspect. The book traced Anderson's dangerous investigation of Sanders, which included run-ins with Blue Sun's mercenaries and a Krogan bounty hunter. The investigation uncovered illegal research into AI and forced Anderson into an alliance with human-hating Turian Spectre Saren Arterius, who would eventually enter into a genocidal collaboration with the Geth. Blue Suns were there indeed. So all the way back we heard about them. And there was a Krogan bounty hunter also. Alright, so that will be all for now. And next time, we will continue investigating what happened here on Aiea. Later.